Well, hello. I'm gonna see. It's been a while since I've done a Facebook Live, so let's see if we are live. Let's double check that we are. Let's put that. If somebody can comment on if my sound is okay. If let's see if we are live. So I just gotta double check that. Oh, we are. Seems like we are. Right. So if somebody can comment that the sound is okay, because I remember, I'm not very professional when it comes in. Every single time there's some hiccups, so hopefully there won't be this time. I have got a slightly different setup. Sounds good. Oh, fantastic, Emma and Jennifer. Thank you so much for joining me. I have an idea of what I'm gonna be doing. Of course, I'm be using Paula Creates. By the way, yes, I'm doing the today, and in a couple of weeks' time, I think next week Lisa is going to jump in to do it, because everybody sometimes needs to have a little bit of time away from being on Facebook Live all the time. But yeah, I'm really excited to be back doing some Facebook Lives. And one of the things I wanted to go back is to Paula Creates, which of course is my collection of dies for Lisa Horton crafts. We know we have got some more in the water, as they say, but we don't know yet. And one of them, I will give you a hint and show it to you as well throughout the. But something else I wanted to use in this one is of course the glimmer, the better press plates from Lisa, and I think this one is a fantastic one, especially for to create pages and things like this for the book as well. So we are going to be, well, I'm going to be using as well, and hopefully showing you a couple of tricks and tips. Right, hello Jennifer, hello Debbie, hello Kathy, Jan, Joe, right? Also, I should have a much better connection because I've got one of these new fancy full fibers. Anyway, I'm just gonna quickly run through the dies. So we have got the sleeve. To me, this one was the die that kind of set the whole collection, and it is to create. Let me show you what I have got here, because I have it ready to show you. The towers for the ink pads, and these ones are Lisa's. I'm going to show you as well, if in case you have got distress, that fits perfectly. You can still access it perfectly. I wanted it to be flushed, so basically there is one part of those dies that are coming up is a larger box that houses 6 of them, and also a lid, and hence why the inks, they don't stick out, but they have got this kind of perfect, kind of finger hold kind of element to them. And it's really easy. I know many of you have already done quite a few of them, so that is quite cool. And also you can do them if you wanted to, like that. You can do 6 in that sense as well, so you can do them. Shall I already give you the hint of what was to come? Because as we mentioned, it hasn't got a date yet, but if I have it. Hello Sophie, hello Joe. This is going to be like the little drawers that's going to fit perfectly. So again, you can make it into many different ways. It does require no glue to assemble it together into a single sleeve. You can see it here. It fits the treasure book perfectly. And then we have got the treasure book, which is to create. I mean, you only need these die set to create the pages, the labels, everything in here. And this is what the project that I taught at the last craft collective. By the way, we do have a craft collective workshop on July 22nd, isn't it? A Saturday, not in a couple of weeks from today, and it's gonna be, I'm gonna be using the Paula Creates as well as inkers because that's my favorite things. Hello, Valerie. Hello, Tina. Hello, Lorraine. Lorraine was there making one of these books. And of course, Lorraine has been making lots of gorgeous samples on how to use it, Paula Creates. And then, of course, we have got the embellishments, which you can see here. That one kind of corresponds as well. And then you have got different options there. And then finally, one of my favorite, well, it's hard to say, is Attack on the Record. And this one, I'm going to open it up because it's just, there's tons of dies. Like, look, there's that. So there is a lot of different dies, 16 dies, lots of possibilities, perfect for cards for men as well. So really lots of chances. Now, let's start by doing something, right? Right, so what I'm guys gonna do is gonna be very simple. It's gonna show you the die set from the sleeve. So it comes to you like that. Well, it comes to you the die, the single die. You die cut it, and so that's the die. Now what I do is when I design it so this would fit through an A5 decorative machine, such as the Platy Green or 6 inches wide. But the thing was that, of course, an A4, in A5, it's slightly smaller. It doesn't matter if you don't cut it completely perfectly, that still will work. I was really worried that it wouldn't, because I did a test, and if I made them smaller, it didn't work. But then when it came, then I could work it out. So I was like, oh, well, that's fine. So, Lorraine, thank you so much for that recommendation for the craft collective. Yeah, it's a great day, and I always kind of want to make sure that the projects are different, and I always try to incorporate some of the latest ones from Lisa Horton Crafts. So, if, for instance, if you want to try the new ring or something like that, that is a great way to go, because I try to always, especially the inks and some of the embellishment dyes as well, to incorporate. To fold the sleeve, just fold every single line, and what I like to do is to put the one that doesn't have the flap in here goes inside, and then that one in between two layers. And that's because that way you encapsulate it and it's not gonna catch on with the ink pad or the book or something like this. Very simple. That is done like this. Now, one of the things that we can do with this one is foil it. To foil it, you can do directly, or you could do something different, which is we have in that set, we have got also the die that will cut the perfect layer like this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to die cut 2 pieces of that, and I use the ish card. That's one of the things that I use all the time, because especially when you're die cutting those sorts of elements, that's going to work really well. And I tend to die cut, or try at least to do 2 at the same time. I usually can get away with, but my plates are a bit knackered. I will say that they are a bit, well used, and that's because we love our Platy Green, and it's super smooth. I have to say the Platy Green is such a really, really great machine. Now, I don't need that much strength to go through it, so I really like it. Oh, Valerie, Plymouth. Well, you know what? We are trying to find ways, places to go and things like that. So, do message us, and try, and especially if you know of a place, like a venue where we could do it, and that would be absolutely brilliant, right? Because that way it's like it's one of those things, isn't it, that it kind of it's great to meet up with crafters and have a go, and especially because I always bring the projects Lisa Horton Crafts. If you are somebody who likes to try before they buy, that's a great opportunity to test. Now, one of the questions we have had is from Sophie. Hello, Sophie. Do you need glue to assemble the sleeve? You do not need glue. For the book, you do not need glue. However, I recommend glue because it just makes it a little bit stronger. Now, one of the things I wanted to do here is to use the amazing Better Press plate to create that, that gorgeous element. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep it for the pages, because this I'm going to use at the end of it using the waist. Right. So you'll see what I mean in a second. So I have got these pieces there for later on. And then I have got now the book here. Now the book is, let me show you. I mean, I have got here the book and the elements are all together here. And you have got this die that will cut the cover, and then you have got that die that will cut the pages. Right, so we are gonna take the book in here, and then I'm just gently making sure that you score it or you fold it at the line that is closest to the parallel cut lines. Right, so that's gonna do that. Now, good lighting makes a massive difference for hair. What type of card I'm using? Right, so the type of card I'm using here, the True Black card-ish or things like that. So I like it because it's this one is 170 to 180 GSM. Gives it good robustness. I believe Lisa has got it on the website, and of course this is the ish card. This is the A6 ish card in the black and white, and then we have got, of course, we have the A7, no, 7x5x7. I'm getting model up. Now we have got that, and we are going to actually build the book. So I'm going to take the what is called the spine, which is this die. That, again, all the dies that you need to build a book are included in the there. And then I'm gonna just fold those lines in there. Now it is a bit different, but don't worry, because the folding lines, because the packaging comes in with clear instructions on how to fold it, how it should look like, and how you should assemble, and also the recommendation to use a little bit of glue there. Right, so there we go. And then we can fold that one in, that one in. So can you see that I'm just following the lines a bit there? By the way, I do apologize if I have a little bit of earth of soil in my fingers. I did wash my hands very profusely, but we have been doing a lot of gardening last night, and including just this morning. Well, not this morning, it was lunchtime. I went to see the roses, so I'm getting a little bit obsessed with them, and in my patio. So you kind of, you scrub it and they don't come off. That's it. But you can see that it's like a little crown. If some of you are into arts, this reminds me a little bit of the Basquiat crown. But yeah, that's kind of how you can do it. Now, if you are somebody who does not want to fiddle around, you could always add a little bit of glue in here. Glue it like so, and just see it like this, and then just glue it here, right? If you don't want to fiddle. Personally, I like the idea of not having glue, so what I do is I insert that one first here, right? And then the shorter one, because there's a shorter and I want a longer one. Then go with the longer one in the other side, and then thread it a bit more, and then go in and then push it back. Now you may want to put it a little bit, push it back a little bit, wiggle. Now the first time it is a little bit tricky, and I'm thinking, oh, I'm not sure if I've done it right, but you can see it holds it together. Now sometimes, and this is something that I have said many times in the workshops, is like you can do the same thing with the same card, and depending on the circumstances, sometimes the fold, sometimes the fibers wants to pop out. That is why some of if you want to use glue, you can put a little bit of glue here, and I'm going to do it now because it's like to showcase that you can. And then just put a little bit of glue, and I recommend the High Tech by Lisa, because it's just like genuinely, I have been using so many glues over the years, and that to me is one of the, it dries so quickly, but it's still with wiggle time. It does have almost no water content in terms of burp, like, wrinkling the paper. I never seen it. And more importantly for me, it's the fact that because it's EVA, it's aceton lignin free, which means that it will have that ability to not degenerate or not damage the fibers. So archival quality. Look at that. That's kind of a very, very quickly and simple. Judith, Rebecca has made one. Hi, Lisa. The boss is watching. So I'm so glad you did. Now these ones are smaller pages, like they're gonna be 3 by 3, a little bit small, I think, in size. But what I want to show you is that you can make it into little cards if you wanted to as well. Pages, right? So we are gonna take the pages, and this side will cut them out and the little cut line. So let me show you. That's the die, and again it comes with the same set. So you have got that set with the that cuts the cover, the pages, the spine, the stoppers, and you will see why the stoppers, the labels, as well as some decorative elements there. So by the way, if you're wondering what is this one's like to create like a little cut line, so you can create a little pocket or put elements in there. There was not much space. I thought I'll add this one so you can add things like that. So just fold them in half. So you will have the ability to create 3 signatures. Signatures are basically in any book the little bunches of paper pages. So if I show you a old book, see if I can find a old book. Right, I don't know if show you. Yeah, this one shows it. Can you see those little bunches of pages, right? These kind of, that one to that one to that one, right? So there is those little, so those ones are signatures. So basically it's a bunch of pages together in a book, and then those signatures they're assembled together, and then they make the book. So in here you can make 3 signatures, and how many pages you can put in is depending up to you. This paper is a really nice Italian cartridge paper that I love to use because I think because it's aceton lignin free, because it's a beautiful soft texture, and also it will work a little bit like a watercolor paper. So, but it is 160 GSM to 200 GSM. Sometimes I mix them up. I have got them both, so I kind of mix them up. So what I do is sometimes I put 2 pages in each. Sometimes I have done up to, I remember I did one in which we had 4 pages, well, 4 pieces like this, right? So I had 1, 2, 3, and 4, right? So of course then it means that will kind of pop a little bit, and I think this one was at 200 GSM and it still worked. However, I wouldn't go thicker than that. If you are doing photocopy paper or something that is really thin, you can go up to 5, and then you can imagine 5 times 3 is 15 plus times 4, because you have got 4 actual pages in it, so you can actually do a little proper book. Now we can put 1 and 2, and then I'm going to put the next one up here, and then I'm going to use the toppers as stoppers. By the way, this is my little drawer which will come up soon, I think. Right, so we are still not sure if when they are gonna arrive, the dice, because nowadays you never know. But as soon as we can, we will. I will let you know about the little boxes that fit perfectly there. So I have got 2 pages here. Start in the middle. I find it much easier, and the stopper die is included, of course, is this set, and let me talk to you about it. You have got 3 different sizes, and I mentioned before that you can put just 1 single page. If you put your single page, you use the widest of this one. So you can see here that I have got wide one, and then I've got the thinner one. So there, so this is the 3 different widths. As you add more pages, right, the little pocket that goes through it becomes, you know, becomes not as deep. So therefore you go down in size, if it makes any sense. So start 1 page with this one, 2 pages probably that one. If you do 3 or it's a very thick card, then you use the thinnest one. You don't want it to fall. So for instance here I can feel that it's okay, but I might want to do the thicker one just in case. Right now the stopper can be of a thicker card. That the stopper literally is up to you what thickness you want to use. Also, when you're putting pages, do one at a time, because you do not want to rip it, which sometimes it happens if you are like I am, one of these people that kind of doesn't want to do things nice and slowly. Right, one, and then another one here, and then this is what the one that I'm going to go in, maybe with the thinner one. What have I done? Okay, yeah. Sorry, I'm really kind of messing around because I haven't pressed down that much there. That's never happened before. Oh, I know what's happening. Let me put that one up. I have folded, right? So that shouldn't have happened. I have made my own mistake here. Okay. Just gonna put one. Yeah, I was trying to put two. There we go. Sometimes life on air, that's when mistakes do happen. And I have to say, it always happens the same way. See, this is why, because I needed the thinner one in here. There we have the book in there. And then finally, then we are going to put the last one. Okay. And this one, I'm going to go for the thicker one. And if you have something like that, it's one single page and it's a very thin page, and you can add a couple of them. So I'm adding 3 here to create a really thick stopper that way. So that's another way of using also leftovers. That is the book. This is how simple it is to do. Rebecca, please do post the images of your book. I have to say, I'm really very bad at so tag me at Facebook lately. I don't know what I don't think it's just not kind of a miss out on a lot of things that people are posting as well. Now, what I'm going to do is to create the topper here. I'm going to just go in with one of the covers. So this would be the cover. And I wanted to die cut it out of black heart here. So I'm going to just do this out of the black heart. I'm going to bring in my platy green. And then go in. What I need, like this is going to go then with the glimmer. And I'm going to show it. I'm going to put it now on, so it should be by the time that we go to foil, it should be ready to go. Right, hopefully. So if not, I always mess out on the timings, because the glimmer is something that I have had such a great result every single time, but I wouldn't be able to tell you exactly what I have done. It's one of those ones. Right, so that one you can see here, that will fit there. It has a really nice detail of the deboss line as well. So that's it. Oh, Hannah, you got the collection last week. Oh, amazing. This is brilliant idea. And you can see that the book now will fit inside them. Right. So what I wanted to do as well is to showcase one of the principles of the book is the fact that you can, and this is the idea, that the whole idea about it, you can take the pages at any one point and decorate them, ink them up, do die cut, whatever you need. And that's one of the principles of having this kind of boundless system, that is very versatile. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go now to tack on the records die set. Okay. And of course, all the dies in here will work with this collection. Now, the record is slightly bigger than the pages, but you can put it right on the cover if you wanted to do it. But what I wanted to do is have apertures that go in. So I'm going to kind of quickly do the apertures I'm going to be using are the circles, and there are 2 dies that cut kind of the aperture, and then I'm going to put, I'm going to put the world. You can do the world, or you can do love, peace, and joy, which also works for Christmas, if you wanted to. So what I'm going to do is die cut. Actually, I'm going to die cut the first one. I'm going to die cut the inside, and then I'm going to take my low tack tape. See the glimmer? See, it's so typical of me. The glimmer never had any like, it's always worked the first time. Now I had just, it doesn't turn, it's just kind of, I had it on before we came on air, and I think that that's what's happening now. Sorry, I just like cut off camera. I shouldn't have done that. But just to show you, here we have the page here. Now, for instance, if you wanted, and I thought that would be quite cool actually, is to create, and I think that would be quite cool, to die cut that out of vellum. Wouldn't that be cool? Because I think if you do it out of vellum, and I'm obsessed with vellum, it's one of those things. This one is about 200 GSM, so it's a bit thicker than your average. Not too thick. This should die cut well. So what I'm going to do is bring the elements. Oh, don't we? Does it happen to you guys that I start with a big table space, and then little by little I end up without any space at all? Let me put this way, this out of the way. I've got lots of different elements which I'm going to assemble in a second. Oh, the foil emission seems to be okay. Okay, so right through, because I think this would be very, very cool. Oh yes. Now I can just see that there is a little few grooves in there. I just kind of really like. So this will be really nice to put as a kind of reinforcer kind of element in here. That really would work very well. And of course, what you could do is to have it something like this that kind of creates a little more like a pocket. But just leave it there. Now I need another page, so I'm gonna take those pages in here, the middle ones that I did put, right, and then place it here, right. We'll see if I'm using this one for this one or not, and then place it even so I know it's layered on top of each other. Now, okay, and now I'm going to take the next size down of the circle. So start on the first top layer and then go down in sizes towards the other. That's the best way of putting it. Low tack tape. Now I have put so many things in between the low tack tape and myself that I have to lean it over. That's going to go in quickly, die cut, and let's go. Now I have to ask everybody, have you started on the Christmas cards and you have done good progress? I know some of you start in in January, which is way too early for me, although I do kind of think of Christmas all year. So see, that will work really well. Lisa, I'm like with you. I love vellum. It's just such a beautiful thing. Now, if you have got any marks like this, there is the glue eraser. Of course, that will work well. This is a very old one, I believe. It's a bit, but that kind of removes any marks that the low tack tape has left, if they have it, into the plate. And I really like that idea of having that. Now I'm going to take another page, because remember we are doing, see, this one feels a bit thicker. It's funny, isn't it, how sometimes the same paper feels thicker or thinner. And then I'm going to put the world map, so I kind of think that that's the way it works. See, it's one of those ones, isn't it? That is, so that should be more or less like this. Should make a mark, and I always recommend to make marks on things to know what's the right direction. Then open it up. That's very important when you open it up, and then just run it across. I kind of think that this last couple of weeks I have been rethinking my studio, and I need to do major things. Now there we have the kind of world there, and that should kind of work like so. So this will be the first page, and then the pages kind of go like so. And I do like this. Now, of course, you can take this paper that you have die cut here. You could do that one, or you can do the circle here, the larger circle. And that one you could do it into blues. That would be work really, really well. And I'm gonna grab, I mean, that would be it is a beautiful blue, which is the Arctic Frost, which is the matte blending limited edition from last year. So I think that's a really cool one. The other one that I really like is the color shift, the Under the Sea. So that has a little bit more of a, it's a cooler, more purplish blue as well. So that could work very well as well. So what I'm going to do, because I thought that if you can see the blue, that would be really nice, wouldn't it? I'm going to kind of bring in this, and I need to, now I'm going to bring in, this is matte blending, so I have got matte blending. And then now it's just kind of go in, and then go in with the blending brushes. I tend to, this is something that I learned from Leandra and Lane Brown, who were like very good at teaching how to mix in color and how to just do 3 dots, not necessarily touching each other, but then kind of going, oh, there's a little bit of tape that I didn't see, so that's going to be a bit weird, but it is what it is. And then so I have to blend in. If you have this, you can always go back. There's a bit more. You see how well they blend this inks. It's just they're so really lovely. And here I can go over it. Hi Paula. You say no. It's like, you haven't started, Lisa, onto Christmas, haven't you? Well, the thing is, I'm one of these people that I used to, it was my thing was to make Christmas cards. That's how I started back in the day, card making. So it was really big thing for me. And then of course life gets in the way, life gets busy, and I didn't have just that much time. And I kind of miss it, but then I just realized that I just do not have the right amount of time. I really like, I mean, I'm not blending it as much as I usually would do, because the whole thing is, it's kind of the seas and things like that. So you want to have something that is gonna kind of give you that element in there. But look how gorgeous does look like this. I really like this. Now I just look at it and I think it would be really nice to have a frame around here. And one of the things that this collection has is that those little dies that create the little dotted lines around it. So they are lines, not cut lines, but just, can you see, like little dots in here. So I'm kind of thinking that that would look really nice putting it in there, just to add a little bit more detail in it. So can you see? And remember, this shouldn't cut it. I say shouldn't have because I know so many times I have said something and then kind of go like, oh, I put another die beside it and then it has cut it. But that is just a single die. So when I lift it up, you can see that detail. Very gently removing the paper, the tape, because this tape, I use brand new tape, and brand new tape sometimes with the cartridge paper does get a bit, picks up a little bit. But again, I would go in with a razor and then just remove it, yeah. And then just remove it. Remove that. I've got a new attacking out coming up, so that's going to be nice. So you can see, you cannot really see it that much, but when you open it up, it has got a little more detail, and that's going to be like so. So I really like this. It's just simple. It's just a bit of a detail there. And then if I wanted to, I could do the final one, which is that Lovejoy, but I'm not going to do it because I don't have that much time. Right, so oh, do I need to do, I'm going to put the foil. Do I need to do the foil here? Shall I do the foil and then showcase? Right, let me do the foil now, but I'm going to do it properly, right? So I'm going to put it, oh, so I have got it here. It's power on, platform ready, and then I put it a timer. Now I'm using Lisa's press plate. This one is the amazing, this is my one of my favorites, which is the script text in here. And what I want to do is to add four letter in here. And actually, you know what, I'm gonna go for this one as well. So I think it will be amazing to have that, because I think it will fit perfectly, both of them. So hopefully it will work well, this one. Oh no, actually I cannot do it because I have put it like this. I should have put it that way. So I'm gonna do this one first. Or I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take, while the timer is working, right, I'm gonna cut this page. See, there's always waste, isn't there? In here, right? So I'm gonna do, oh perfect, the timer is on. So what I'm gonna do is take it out, put it aside, put the foil. I put way too much, so that I'm gonna waste foil there, but I just don't have much time. There we go. And then the black one here, just make sure it's got much shimmer here. Please don't waste as much all that elements in here. See, you can see I'm nervous, huh? That's ridiculous. Don't do this. Trim it down, and then of course run it through your plastic ring. Should work. Should work, Paula. Should work. Don't waste the foil, please, like I have done. Look at that. Isn't that just gorgeous? Love, 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 love. And look at that on white as well. How gorgeous is that? Now, top tip, and this is something that is, don't do it straight away, but you use the tool. Turn it over, right? Use your foil, whatever is left. And now this one, it will not work as well as the like kind of the plates that they have for these sorts of elements, but they definitely will work. And let's just put this one in here as well. There, but it does work. It's just not it won't give you the clean effect that other plates is going to give you for the leftovers. Right. So see, this is what I mean. It will give you that sort of element that I absolutely adore. And here, look at that. That just way. And then you have got lots. Can you see it? They're gorgeous. It's like, now this plate. So what I do is I will keep this. There are plates that are to use what is left, the leftovers, basically the solid plates, but I didn't have one at hand, but I wanted to get a little bit of that gold in there. And now you can pass it another time and another time to get like kind of that speckled elements in here. Now this one is the one that I wanted to use for there, or you could use it inside it. The other thing you could do as well, because it's not the right size there, is to take one of the, where is it, this one. So this one is one of the elements dies, so you can place it here and create a better mat and layer. So another piece of tape there. So I'm gonna die cut this with just my platy green. And sorry, I know I'm doing it off camera again. It's just that let me put it here so you can see what I'm doing. Then run it through the platy green. I get so excited with crafting. I get so into so many tangents, right? That I really struggle to make sense when I'm doing a Facebook Live, because it's just, but look at that. Doesn't it that look perfect for that? The plate is from, I believe, it is from the Wild Flowers collection, Hannah. I believe so, because we had those ones not that long ago, and I did craft with it. Just adore it. But see, that can go on the front of the book, right? How is the hefty? So that was the first page, right? So make sure that that doesn't happen, Paula. Just like this. And then going to put the longer one. That might need another one to thicken that, to make it like a little bit more tight. And then we have these two. So first that one. So it's a good idea to do the book, assemble the spine, make the pages, and then decide where things are going to go and things like that, because you can always change your mind. And remember, you can then take them to your alternate if you want to do some stenciling or something like this. So now we have got this in here. I think that's one of Kabuki's hairs. She has got a slightly longer, that's my cat, slightly longer hair than Fuji's more of a, I think she's a mix of short, I was going to say shortbread, short hair. I think she has got some Russian blue as well, but she's a stray, really, realistically. But I think she's quite posh, and hey, she has got some posh relatives. There we go. Right, so you put it like this. Oh, that with that the strip would be so amazing. The script, look at that. So that kind of creates that, and then you have got the pages in which, if it's a card or maybe little pictures, something like that, it could work there. So definitely that. I just love this for the front of the book. Now these would be really nice to have it there, or maybe the pages here to add a little bit more detail. I just think it's just magnificent. Or you can, which that looks very, very striking, doesn't it? Yeah. Yes, Lisa. Yes, she does look. I think she's more of a Russian blue Fuji. I actually love that. That's just stunning. And you can then, of course, use the larger one as pages inside it. That is so many possibilities. There is literally, you know, it's the world is your oyster. But I need to, you can leave it as it is if you wanted to, but you need to put a label, right? And to put a label, and you have those two dies in the book. Let me show you in the book, treasure book here. So those two dies are included. And I have found things that this is my trick. Let me see if this gold will work well with this one. So golds are something that sometimes are not the, it's not all gold is gold, you know, if you know what I mean. Some of it is a bit more, is that, I don't know, I'm not sure. That's a little bit more yellowy, but, well, you know what, I'll try this one and then we'll see. So I'm a very pernickety about shades of gold, especially. Not so much silver. Silver tends to all kind of work quite well together. But gold sometimes has, like, there is a really, you know, beautiful golds and golds that are more, you know, more breathy. And there are some other golds that are more vintage and so on and so forth. So kind of is one of those ones that, while they are all beautiful, some of them coordinate better with others. And to get it, I always like a warmer but not too warm gold, because then I think it works with all the colors. If you go for a very greeny gold, sometimes it doesn't work as well for the warmer colors, if you know what I mean. Right, so we have got the label. Now you could fold it, which is what originally I think, but because it's very small, what I recommend is take your word or label that you're going to be using. So let me see. So this one could be, I'm going to put memories here, right? So what I recommend to do, and this is my kind of, you know, kind of a slide, making it easier. I just put a little bit of glue on the side. You can assemble all this without glue, but this makes it a little bit easier and neater at the end of the day. And then place it over it. By the way, there are lots of downloads. There's two sets of downloads. There's one that you can access through the QR code on the packaging, which is on Lisa Horton's website directly, and there is another set which is on Crafting with Lisa Horton Facebook group, or Makes with Miss Paula Facebook group as well. So if you go to either, you will get that second lot of downloads. I do this because this is a little bit of the top tip, and that kind of helps you to assemble it a little bit easier. Now you can glue it if you want it, or you can use this little two elements in here, and that's what is going to allow you to go under and then over here, and you can use a little bit of glue. But if you use glue, put it that it still has got like a little bit element like this. So I put glue only in that side and in that side. But if you put it like this, then you have got also a little kind of almost like a label holder, but also a pull-up element. And I think that is going to look really nice with this in the middle. You know what, it would be really nice to have like a sentiment foiled or something like that. I'll leave that for another time. But I'm just going to use a little bit of glue in the back of that here. I just love this foil, and it's just really nice in there. And then I'm going to put this one. I kind of think that if it's there, it's a little bit wasted. By the way, if you want to glue an element here, absolutely you can do that. But the problem is that if you do that, then the pages won't be movable. So it's just so you know. I might just leave it there. And then, of course, this will work into the sleeve, which we are going to finally decorate it by putting one of these kind of the one that I use with the leftovers of the plate. Just put that in here. Now I realize that I don't think I have demonstrated this bait, which is the die, the one that has the little tag pocket. So I'm going to do that just to show you as well how it works with the rest of the collection, because there's a little trick. Let's put that one away. By the way, I tend to, the dies that I use, like when I'm working with a collection, I tend to put them in magnetic sheet, but also into these kind of lids or boxes, so that way I don't misplace them when I'm, you know, working with them. So I just wanted to say that because sometimes I don't explain everything. So this one, right? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take this page that you remember, it has got a little bit of gold in here. And what I want to create is a proper pocket. So what I'm going to do is press this this die, or put this more or less. Shall I do it at halfway? It's up to you where you put it, or what height you put it in. But this is going to be to create a little pocket. So make sure that is, so you know, it's not completely straight, is it? What is, this is the thing, isn't it? When we are, putting things in the straight, it's something of a challenge of mine. So I tend to put always end up putting things definitely at an angle if I cannot put something on a square or perfectly. But that has created that. Now, if you wanted, you can like get a second one, and it's like kind of almost like a threader if you want it. Oh, you do have the holder and the booklet, Joe. Thank you so much. That's lovely. And then what I'm going to do is take the tag from the tag on the record and the smaller tag. You are getting 2 tags in this set. So the smaller one is the one that fits perfectly into that pocket. Right? So what we are going to do is, let's see, you can see. I'm just thinking, shall I cut it out of block cards? Because, or actually, no, I'm not going to cut it. This is one of those ones that I use using the plate upside down, using, you know. And what I then did was to put a little bit of extra shim in here, and look at that beautiful texture that I got there. So I think it's worth having a go with that. And then I was thinking for the cover, wouldn't it be nice to have maybe that one? That would be so nice, the joy, peace, and love. So I'm going to try to do that, to die cut both of them. And then, oh my goodness, it's 53 as well. So there we go. So put that tag in here. Right. Well, I'm not the queen of anything. But that would be Lisa. But do I need different brushes for every color of every kind? Right. So my recommendation is to have so I have them separate. So I have got like I have got these ones which I know which one they go into it. So I have the what is it called, the interference ink pads, and I have like say family, so more like the green ones, the red ones, and so on and so forth. Then I have, and this is why I recognize them, the matte blending. Again, I have got one for pinks, I have got one for yellows, I have got, but they are not one per each color. So I have got maybe basically about, I would say about 6 or 8 per family of types of inks, if that makes sense. And then that way prevents from having contamination in terms of, you don't want to have interference into bring it to your matte blending. So that's what I do. I have got a family of inks, and then in each one I have got like 6, 8 so that way, like, I know that it's going to be red, it's going to be yellows, even though if it's not perfectly. Now I do have got some favorite colors, so that's taking a bit of the fall, that will have its own brushes, because I know that that's the way that is going to work the best. There we have, oh, this one is going to look nice on top of this. That would look nice actually on top of, let's see if I have, you know what I mean, like a proper black, so that's gonna give it a little bit more clean effect. Let me go. I have got 100 pokey tools, one for each job there, but look at that, not 100, I mean that's a slight exaggeration, but definitely that will work well then. And then finally, so this one, that's the one that kind of folded a bit too much there. Let's put it there. See, you can see how you can take it out. Now here, if you want to create a proper pocket, you can. Obviously now it means that these two pages will be completely attached to each other. So I've just put glue on the end, this side and this side, and then now you have got a little pocket for your tag in here. There we go. Now also you could, if you wanted to, that, you know, from the tag, if you wanted to, you can use it as a little pull up as well, so that kind of works that way as well, and that would work. And this one needs, I think, a this one would be too big, wouldn't it, the black? Yeah. Oh, actually I know what it would be nice with the vellum. Look at that, that just, I really like that. That's a really, so what I would do is attach these to the vellum, and then that way let it dry a little bit, put very little, actually shall I do it, because otherwise, so I tend to use the back of my hand for things like this, kind of press it down. Now place it here, and what I'm doing is, right, so what I did, it was hide the whole of the record underneath the A, so that way it looks like that, as more or less standard. And then what you do is, this is the thing about the EVA that we have, the high tag from Lisa, is that you can go in and add a few little droplets. Now what I'll do, and this is how I go with vellum, is try to spread it out into a line, and this is to avoid any spillage of that glue, because you remember the glue is going to show otherwise. And that, see, it doesn't necessarily look like a record now, even though the record is really cool. It's a record. But that just creates, and you can still see that gorgeous element in there, and that kind of go in here with a, and then you can have memories inside it. It could be places you have been to, so this could be memories from trips, so you can have it here. You could even go in with a fine liner and then put little tiny dots in the places you have gone to, and then just put like your favorites, and of course then you have got those little letters in here that you can put it as decorations as well. So there is lots of different possibilities as well. And now finally, because I know that we have got a, well, we are literally 1 minute, the tags, of course, the larger tags are designed to fit the sleeves, and of course that allows you to create, which is the system I currently use to kind of, so I'm just going to get a sample that I have got here to have all my colors of the inks. So for instance, let me show you. So all my pinks are here. So for instance, this one has 10 holes in here. I have got, what I do? I have got lots of different ways as well that you can use them. Also, I wanted to show you as well how, like, you can see that I use them pre-cut, black, both black and white, and then you have got the dividers there, and that all kind of fits in. And by the way, this is of course a little sneak peek of what's to come as well. The larger box that allows you to put 6 of them like this or horizontally. You have got a few sneak peeks, haven't you? Anyway, I hope you enjoy it. I will be back in a couple of weeks' time. Next week, I think it's Lisa joining you at 2 o'clock. But don't forget, there is something really exciting, the metallic rinkers coming up, I believe, on Friday. So join Lisa at 6:30. It's an amazing one. I just cannot wait for those ones. And now I'm going to leave you and look for that die that I just dropped. Thank you so much.